Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how you can add an events calendar onto your Squarespace website. If you host a lot of events in your business, then adding a calendar is a really nice and visual way to display when your events are on so that your site visitors can see at a glance what you've got going on, what might interest them and what they might want to turn up to. If you're building a website on Squarespace and you haven't yet got a copy of my Squarespace website checklist, there's a link to it in the description box below. Download your copy today. It's completely free and it goes through all the steps that you need to take on the back end of your website to ensure it's set up correctly. Let's get started. So before we add a calendar to our website, we actually need to build out an events page on the back end, which will detail the date and the time of all our upcoming events. It will also give an event name, a short description of each event, and you can also have a featured image to further describe what your event is going to be about. And that needs to be built out first so that when we add a calendar block, that calendar block has got something to pull from. So in order to build out an events page on the back end, firstly, we need to navigate over to this left-hand side and select pages. And under the not linked section, click on this plus icon and scroll down to the bottom and you have an option of adding a calendar page. Now, it doesn't matter which one of these you select. I'm just going to select this one. And here it is. This is our calendar page on the back end. I'm just going to rename this events. And here we are on the back end of the events page. Now, you'll notice that by default, all the events come up in January 2027 at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. They've all got an image associated with them and they've all been given default names. So we obviously need to go in and customize this so that it's relevant to the events that we are holding for our business. So to do that, firstly, just click on the first event and you'll be taken into that event page. And click edit, and here you can give the event a new name. So this is where the name is. It's called Vision Summit. Currently we can highlight that and just give it a name that is more relevant. I'm just going to call it event 1 for example purposes, but you can give your event a relevant name. You can, in this section, you can highlight this and give it a description that would describe what your event is about. I'm going to leave the description as it is for the example. And then just here, if you click on the date and time, it brings up this new window where you can do some further customizing. So under date and time, let's change that. At the time of recording, we are in June 2026. So I'm just going to toggle back to June 2026. And today is the 9th of June, but for example, I'm just going to say that we're holding this event on Friday, the 12th of June. And so that's the event start date, and the event start time is going to be 7 p.m. And then if we toggle over to event end, we need to do the same thing. We need to set a date and a time. So I'm going to toggle back again to June 2026. Select the 12th, and it started at 7 p.m, but I'm going to say it finishes at 9 p.m. And I'm going to save that. And then we can click save up here in the top left-hand corner and come out of this event. The other thing I forgot to mention is that if you wanted to update the image, to do that, you would just hover over your event number 1, click on the 3 dots, click on settings, and just here you can replace the image by removing. And then you can either upload an image that you've got on your computer, or you can click search, and then that will bring up the library of stock images. And I'm going to use this image instead. So there it is uploaded, and then I can click save. And then I can go through and change the date and time and the image and the description, all the relevant information for each one of my events. I'm just going to do it for 2 others quickly, so then I can show you how it shows up on a calendar. Okay, so I've updated the name, the date and time of 3 of the events that I've listed here. So event 1, event 2, event 3, I've set them all to take place in June 2026. And I'm just going to show you while we're here how you can delete events if they were no longer taking place or if you had to cancel something. So just over here on the left, if you select the box and I'm going to delete these two and then just click the delete button. And it just comes up with a prompt that lets you know this can't be undone. Are you sure? And I am sure. So I'm going to click delete. Okay, so I've got my backend events page set up now with the 3 events that I want to appear on my calendar. So now let's head back to the home page, and I can do that by clicking on the site title. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. I'm going to click edit so I can add a new section, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and just under here I'm going to add a new section, and I'm going to add a blank section, and then I'm going to add a block, and I'm going to search for a calendar block. And here is my calendar. Now I like to make this really nice and big so we can see exactly what is going on the calendar. And to edit this so that it pulls from our event page, we just need to click firstly onto the calendar block and then onto the pencil icon. And here we've got 2 options under events. We've got 2 that are called calendar because we added a calendar page. Now I'm just going to have to toggle between the 2 to bring up the correct one. And it's this second one here. And here are all my events. So I'm just going to click out of this pop-up, and if we click save and come out of here and then click on preview mode and scroll down to our calendar block, we'll be able to see what the calendars look like. So if we hover over the 12th of June, we can see that we have event 1 on at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with our short description of what this event entails. Likewise, if we scroll over the 17th of June, we can see we have another event on, the time, and another short description of what this is. So you can add as many events onto here as you need to, and you'll know what days that there is an event on because the image that you have selected will appear under that date. So that's it. That's how you can add a calendar to your Squarespace website. If you found this video useful, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any further Squarespace tutorials. There's a link to my Squarespace website checklist in the description box below. Be sure to grab your copy today. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best with your website.